that develop the concepts of a soul, a hereafter, and Son of God. And finally, after the worship of many gods, they conceived the belief in one universal God, the maker of all there is. For more information, visit www.futureofgodamen.com. That's www.futureofgodamen.com. Larry Pratt's our special guest of this hour, X Zone Nation, www.gunowners.org. And Larry is the Executive Director of Gun Owners of America. Quickly, Larry, the first question I should have asked you was, what is Gun Owners of America?
We are a lobby organization headquartered in Washington, D.C., and our objective is to get laws off the books that never should have been put on there to begin with under the Constitution. We also operate a political committee, and we support candidates such as Senator Cruz, who received a great deal of support from us when he was running against an establishment Republican. We like to get in races like that where the outcome could actually make quite a difference in what's happening in Washington. And I think you'd have to admit that whatever you think about Senator Cruz, he's had an impact in Washington.
Certainly has. What is the final message you'd like to leave with the members of the X Zone Nation, Larry?
Well, I'm sure that you're probably broadcasting to people listening here in the United States, and especially to them, I'd like to encourage them to get on our email list. It's free. You gave out the URL, gunowners.org, and if you sign up for those, they'll come on about a weekly basis. They'll inform you what's happening in the Congress, and they'll embed in that alert an email that you can send off to the appropriate member of Congress. And even if you didn't know who your member of Congress might be, the system knows from your address and zip code, and you will be able to send it to the right member of Congress.
Wow, sounds great. One final question for you, Larry. What needs to be done at the border between the U.S. and Mexico, in your opinion?
I think the president needs to make a statement that enough is enough and people are going to be detained and sent back. Governor Perry has, I think, stepped up to the plate in a fairly effective fashion by putting 1,000 of his state police, his Texas Rangers, on the border. I think there needs to be more of that, and I think hopefully there's going to be volunteer militia that would be trained and work in tandem and under the authority of the border county sheriffs so that they can reinforce sometimes the very limited resources of these sparsely populated counties that some of them are sparsely populated on the border. They need help, and I think help hopefully is on the way.
Why can't the U.S. Army just go down there, or the U.S. Marines, and supplement the Border Patrol?
Well, it's a tricky issue in America because we've had a posse comitatus law for a long time saying that the federal government should not employ troops for police work. Now, I think you've taken us right up to the edge, if you will, and you possibly could justify putting the military on the border because this is an invasion, and the guns would not be pointing toward Texas, they would be pointing toward Mexico.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody's talking about shooting the illegals, but we are talking about apprehending them and sending them back and making a big public display of it so that that's the message that they're getting, which they're not getting right now.
Larry Pratt, thank you so much for joining us. A great pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to the next time you and I meet here in the X Zone.
I would certainly look forward to that myself. Thanks so much.
It's my great pleasure, sir. X Zone Nation, Larry Pratt has been my guest this hour. He is the Executive Director of Gun Owners of America, www.gunowners.org. I'll be back on the other side of the news at 6.5 minutes past the top of the hour as the X Zone continues from our broadcast center in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Once again, if you'd like to send an email, xzone@xzoneradiotv.com. Our main website is www.xzoneradiotv.com, and the X Zone store is open at www.thexzonestore.com. I'll be back on the other side of this commercial break with the news. Don't go away.